Black Manor. Keeper entry 602. It's taken quite some time to uncover the myths and fables of the House of Black, but it would seem that the house established itself and its connection to the deaths with Alistair Black in the year 1309.
My father told me a story when I was a young boy. Something that sounded like a legend or a fable. He told me that he saw a woman in the woods one day, a woman wearing a blood-red dress. She told him that one day a war would come, a war between his two sons. She told my father, after he died, his two sons would wage war upon one another. One would be victorious, a retelling of Cain and Abel. The winner would be the one that killed the most soldiers in her name. That winner would be given the right to her heart. And I'm not talking about love. I'm talking about her real fucking heart. A heart that she had carved from her own body. My father asked her what her name was. She replied,
Death.
when my father was crowned king, he waited and prayed, but the war never came. When it finally did, he was long gone, and it was I who now sat on the throne. We rode forth to a place called the Tanglewood. It was here that we would make our last stand. And with every man that fell, I said her name. Death. The fields ran red with blood. It was here that I claimed victory. It was here that I established the House of Black and said her name. Death.
That was the first time the House of Black met one of the deaths. But it wouldn't be the last. As Alistair Black descended into mere legend, little Ivy Black would grow curious to see if the stories were true.
Legend has it that my great-great-grandfather was a king who had pledged his throne to death. He had told us that if you find one of the deaths before they find you, you can make a trade. I didn't want to die, not ever, so I began to look. First in the hills behind Black Manor. Then I visited the Witch of the Tanglewood.
Blood for blood, bone for bone. Blood, blood for blood, bone for bone, life for death, death. Blood for blood, bone for bone.
She told me that death requires sacrifice.
Blood for blood, bone for bone, life for death, death for life. Blood for bone, bone for blood. Life for death, death for life. Blood for bone, bone for blood. Life for death, death for life.
Then she told me to listen. Listen to the whispers of death, and it will lead me to a mist between our world and theirs. When I arrived at the castle he called home, he knew my name.
Well, if it isn't little Ivy Black, come to die so soon.
I've come to make a trade.
Another's life for your own? Who?
My brother.
Do you know how it's done?
I did not. So he offered me a gift.
It's one of the 7 books of death. Inside are the secrets of how to live forever. Secrets no mortal has ever known.
And so I returned home to Black Manor. I'll admit the first one was the hardest. But death was pleased.
Well done.
The second one was a bit easier. My mad father Atticus Black.
A little tasty treat. I like the gristle. I like the gristle. But we should need friends. Are you my friend, little rat? Shh. Maybe it's okay. I'll just taste. Just a tiny, tiny taste. A little tasty treat. I like the gristle. I like the gristle. But we shouldn't eat friends.
The third, I didn't even blink.
With the Victorian age in full swing, the Black family began to ritualize their heritage.
Mummy used to tell me a story every night before bed. She told me that there was supposedly a balance over all living things. Then she told me of the deaths. But Mummy didn't like balance. No one in my family did. We weren't meant for such things, she'd say. And she was right. The night I came of age, my family gathered in the Tanglewood. I'm not sure whose life it was that they traded for mine. Just some stranger, I guess. can still remember when it happened, the tingling sensation over my entire body. It filled me up. It felt like I was shimmering. When I woke, I was alone, but I could sense him. Death. I could sense him all around me.
Well, if it isn't Susie Black, Mummy's little star. The House of Black traded your life for another's yesterday. Now you can live forever.
Then I learned the rules. The first rule of living forever was try not to die. People could still kill us. Rule 2, don't get paralyzed. Cousin Alice was buried somewhere out in the Tanglewood, eyes closed, living in darkness forever. Uncle Oliver loved to dig her up and talk to her. Rule 3, aging still took place, just very slowly. Now I watch the world change all around me. Every day, something new. But I remain the same. Mummy's little star.
Black Manor hasn't always belonged to the Black family. When World War II erupted, the family would be forced to flee, leaving the manor behind them in ruins.
The Second World War was a time for great opportunity. As we marched across Europe, I heard whispers and rumors of a place filled with dark and wonderful secrets. We used all the resources afforded to us as commanders. My brother Helmut, he and I used the war as an excuse to hunt down the long-lost Black Manor, a place that had been all but forgotten. It was now just a bit of folklore, fable, myth. Nothing more than an old fairy tale. Something from the Grimms that you would use to tell your children to stay out of the woods at night. To live forever, as the story says, you must trade one life for another. We traded many lives, my brother and I. Russian lives, American lives, British lives. We carved our way across Europe. Each battle brought us closer and closer, and with every death of their men and ours, I knew he would listen. Then we found it, Black Manor. A place that is said Death himself frequents. When we arrived, the family had already fled. But I waited. I waited for him to arrive.
Well, if it isn't Adolphus Winter. I don't care how many soldiers you've killed. Not all deaths are equal. For those men were killed in self-defense. One of you was always going to die. For something more. For something beyond your reach. You need to trade a life that wasn't meant to die.
I knew then what I had to do. I would have to kill my soldiers. My own men. Helmut, my dear brother, couldn't believe what I had done. His loyalty was to the Third Reich. Mine was only to myself. By the time I was done, I had killed more Nazis than Russians, British, or Americans put together. Proud of what I had done? Well, I have forever to decide.
I had come to Black Manor during the Second Great War, looking for my brother, one of the Teths. He had grown an affection for the House of Black, and the family that resided at Black Manor. Instead of finding my brother, though, I found him, a young man by the name of Jack. I came to him as a young woman. So young, so vibrant, so full of life, I couldn't help myself. For each of us, each of the deaths, we each fall victim to something. For my brother, it's power. For me, it's courage. Those that face certain death and do it anyway. He knew he was going to die. So brave, so courageous, so young and foolish, I couldn't help but fall in love. Then one day he got his wish. He marched off like a brave fool to the same place where so many young boys had died, the bones and blood littering the ground. But he would send me letters, telling me how much he missed me, how much he needed me. He told me how strong he needed to be to get through this, but he wasn't scared of death. Even though he should have been scared. If he knew what was coming.
know where we are. We're in the Tanglewood, outside of Black Manor. Everything here dies.
What? You can't talk like that. Okay. Okay.
Let's go! Come on!
No one's probably gonna die out here, right? Where am I? Where am I?
So when he did die, I brought him here to the afterlife with me.
the land of death and dreams.
As the decades crept on, the whispers and rumors of Black Manor spread far and wide. It became a desolate and haunted place, known to the locals as a rite of passage.
Rumor has it that there's a part of Black Manor that no one's brave enough to enter. They say that there's something lurking in the shadows. Or someone. Someone that everyone is terrified of. They say her name is Little Ivy Black. They say she haunts the halls to this day. The same way she has for hundreds of years. She's been alive for so long, they say, that she's barely even human anymore. On a dare, we thought it would be fun to find out.
With the new millennium upon us, the Black family had held tight to their beliefs. Even though they had fled their home, they had brought with them their rituals and ceremony and the Book of Death.
They like to call me Bloody Mary Black. There's nothing really healing about bathing in blood, but it does feel good. It feels nice. It feels powerful. And when you can't die, that little bit of exhilaration, well, it can make the entire body tingle with delight. For you see, in my family, death was only an option we chose not to pursue. We didn't want to move on. We liked it here and planned on staying. Uncle Oliver took me out to the suburbs. He taught me how to hunt. He'd said, some people say the first one should be special, but after a while they all blend together. So I say the first one should be easy. Go for that low-hanging fruit, he said. A real Miss Nobody. I didn't know who she was. Uncle Oliver said it didn't matter.
Oh, little Miss Nobody, we're going to get you. We're going to get you. Come out, wherever you are.
We buried her out in the tanglewood beside Cousin Alice. I have no idea how many bodies were buried out there, but it was probably a lot. Uncle Oliver performed the ritual, read from the Book of Death, and it was done. Now I could live forever. Uncle Oliver said, if you're going to live forever and you want to keep that pretty face of yours, then you have to keep on killing. Otherwise, you can still age, just very, very, very slowly. That one I took to heart. So I began to hunt. I went after the low-hanging fruit first. Boys, mostly. Boys that I could lure back to a room somewhere. But I did like that it was fun. There's something that gets your blood racing when you decide who your next target is.
Open your eyes, what can you see around? Wind of the open sky, over the siren sound. This is a dream, getting the royal scar, holding a diamond blade, throwing it far. Holding your breath still, you jump the fire. We'll just sit and wait till you see me fly. You know they'll never catch me for it. See me fly, the way I put my finger on it. See me fly, you got it, then try to tell me you got the wrong guy. See me fly, you know they'll never catch me for it. See me fly, the way I put my finger on it. See me fly, you got it, then try to tell me you got the wrong guy.
Men, women, after a while I could lure anyone back to bed. And since I want to keep this pretty face, it didn't matter how many people had to die or how dark I had to get, just as long as it was fun.
Then try to tell me you got the wrong guy. See me fly, you know they'll never catch me for it. See me fly, the way I put my finger on it. See me fly, you got it. Then try to tell me you got the wrong guy.
You a daddy, baby, you gotta own it on the style in your grace. You better own it. All they wanna do is copy and paste, but you they can't replace. So own it.
5:30 a.m. Time to wake up. But I'm already awake. I'm always awake.
Tried to hate, but my God, stop. You got blocked for this tight end. Motivated like them high school plays. I know you.
Get up, take my medication, go to work. Not like I'm overly excited or anything. There's not really much to be excited about, is there? Maybe my morning coffee will cheer me up. Nope, that doesn't help at all. Yay, spreadsheets. Fucking spreadsheets. There's always more fucking spreadsheets, isn't there? Go home. Noodles, TV. Try not to cry.
Thank you for playing. We have some lovely parting gifts for you. Next contestant, spin the wheel.
Oh, wow. I'll take number 10.
And the answer is 23. Thank you for playing. We have some lovely parting gifts for you. Next contestant, spin the wheel. All right, next contestant, spin the wheel again, please.
Go to bed and wait for the sweet release of death. 5:30 a.m., time to wake up.
You a baddie, baby, you gotta own it on the style and your grace. You better own it. All they wanna do is copy and paste, but you they can't replace. So own it. Next turn when I
But I'm already awake. I'm always awake.
Tried to hate, but my God, stop. You got black.
Take my medication, go to work. Where the fuck do all these spreadsheets come from? And where do they go? Is it a game? Am I being watched? Maybe they're just waiting for me to crack. Maybe I am being watched. You know, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you. I think Radiohead came up with that. Go home, noodles, TV, try not to cry.
some lovely parting gifts for you.
Go to bed and wait for the sweet release of death. I'm being watched. Who's there?
Oh, let on this nobody. We're going to get you. We're going to get you.
An intruder? Is it weird that I'm really excited? Maybe this is it. My moment.
Come out, wherever you are.
Finally, this is it. The sweet release of death.
With the legacy of her family, nothing more than an odd curiosity, Anastasia Black was dying.
Legend has it, also my late grandmother once told me, if you want to live forever, when death comes for you, you have to kill something you love. No one ever believed a word my grandmother said. She was a witch, after all. But still, it was interesting to think about. Especially when I found out I was dying. The doctors didn't know what it was. No one did. So, I set out to fall in love. His name was Dorian. It was the way he could disarm you with a quick smile or something silly. I fell hard and fast. Even though I was in love, his love was spread much more freely, more easily. I killed her first. But that wouldn't help me. So I plotted. When death finally came for me, I was still in love, no matter how badly hurt I was.
And now, Anastasia Black, you can live forever.
Forever, without the one person I wish I could share it with.
That brings us to Behir and the Mao. As the Keeper, it's my job to keep tabs on the House of Black. I'm not the first Keeper. There have been many before me, always tucked away in our tower, affectionately called the Keep. I keep the secrets of this place safe. I keep the Rippers at bay. I collect and record every time something new is found, like Death's pocket watch. I keep the Book of Death locked away. I record everything. We watch over Black Manor. We watch over the families. When one goes on a killing spree and needs it to be cleaned up, I do that. When the Tanglewood overruns with graves, I move the bodies down to the catacombs beneath. Here, the bones are organized by century, the decade, down to the very year. I'm not a Black nor a Winter. I am an Asher. The Ashers left the House of Black many years ago. There was little blood left between the families. When I was drafted into the Great War, my mother, a devout Catholic woman, went to Mass every morning. She prayed and prayed and prayed for my safe return. Then came the letter that I'd been shot. As the years went on, she became terrified that she would never see me again. The priest told her to have faith. But when it wavered, she returned to the dark practices the Ashers had left behind at Black Manor. However, instead of committing the gravest of sins and taking another's life, she read from the Book of Death and took her own life on my behalf. Not a suicide, but a martyrdom. When I found out I could live forever, I returned to Black Manor and became the newest keeper. I learned the stories, the fables, the myths. I memorized the tales of Black Manor. So if you, of all people, wanted to live forever, you could come to Black Manor to this very day and visit me at my tower. The price is death, just not yours.
For life to mean anything, you need to know you're going to die. And that is what my family took from me when I came of age. Now it's just me, and forever. Forever. I didn't realize at the time that forever means forever, as in never ending. Life will just go on and on and on forever and ever. What makes things special is time. That they won't last, that they're special, rare. Then one day, walking the long-forgotten east corridor of Black Manor, I found something. Something new. Something that hadn't been there before. It was a small glass orb. When I touched it, I could see everything. And I mean everything, literally. But more importantly, I could sense her, the one on the other side. The death of time, the final death. She was there, watching me, and for the first time in a long time, I could sense a beginning, a middle, and an end. The end of me, the end of the world. The end of Black Manor. She was the final death, the end of all things. Until the end, I could only dream.